Ladies and gentlemen, the NBA draft saga continues with another day of big news, and of course you're going to get this towards the start of the draft, man. Only a few days away now, time is ticking and the news keeps on coming. So without further ado, let's talk about the Chicago Bulls and let's talk about the NBA draft once again, right now. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aiden Sports Show. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the NBA draft and all of the major news that has come out with the Chicago Bulls, with other teams as well, and the players, and what people are ultimately saying today within the NBA draft discussion. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aiden Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. We are very, very close to 300 subscribers. The goal is 290 and 300 by the end of the year. So let's see if you guys will be able to smash that out. We will see. Only time is going to tell. But with the NBA, the draft is yet another day away. We've got a long way to go, but it all feels very short as well. It's very interesting to see how people are discussing the draft today. Just when you think Denny is the main target of the Chicago Bulls, we ultimately are starting to think now that it could be Lamelo Ball. But what are teams saying around the league in terms of the NBA draft? Well, first things first, let's start off with Anthony Edwards, who had a workout with the Minnesota Timberwolves and ultimately did not deliver in that workout. And I think the Minnesota Timberwolves were very upset with that training session, which could ultimately mean that the Minnesota Timberwolves might be able to get Lamelo Ball with the first pick. So many scouts are now coming out and saying that Lamelo Ball is very, very high class and potentially in the league of his own. And in doing that, it looks like maybe Anthony Edwards could end up falling out of the top pick with the NBA draft. Now, to be honest, if I had to take a guess at the moment, if you're going to judge it off of one workout, then I think the Minnesota Timberwolves have done a poor job in their scouting. I'm not going to lie, because one workout doesn't mean anything. One workout, you can have a bad day, you can have a good day. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a top pick or he's not a bottom pick. It doesn't really mean anything. So if they're just judging off of one training session, then I feel really bad for the Minnesota Timberwolves and how they've been scouting him. But again, that is their right to do so. So Lamelo Ball could go to the first pick of the NBA draft. People were talking about him falling down to the fourth pick, and now people are saying that he's definitely going to go to the top pick. So where does that leave the Chicago Bulls? Well, obviously we are still sitting pretty with the fourth pick in the NBA draft, and we still are in a very dangerous position, and we are still most likely to get the target that we probably want. So with Anthony Edwards falling out of the first pick potentially, he could end up falling out of the top three, because I do think maybe the Warriors won't pick Anthony Edwards, and he could either go to the Charlotte Hornets or he could fall down to the fourth pick to the Chicago Bulls. So ultimately, we're in a situation here where we could get someone that was aimed for a long time to be the top pick at the fourth pick. I think the Chicago Bulls are in a very, very good situation. But that is not all, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got more to talk about. The Chicago Bulls are looking for a trade for the fourth pick and Wendell Carter Jr. for the Warriors' second overall pick to ensure that we can get the player that we want with that second pick. What do you guys think about that? I'm putting emphasis on this because this has been a trade that has been talked about for a long time amongst Bulls fans. I don't know if there were any analysts or anybody really saying that it was going to happen, but now there's been talks out there that the Warriors could be looking to get that fourth pick of Wendell Carter. Now, I've said for a long time, Wendell Carter would absolutely suit the Warriors lineup to a T. He can play small ball, he can play the big man role, and I do think he's capable with the fundamentals to play on that Warriors side. Absolutely no harm with the Warriors if they were going to do that. However, what do I think about this? With the Chicago Bulls in the fourth pick, it depends. Look, it really depends. If you think Lamelo is not going to go top first and you wanted to make that trade, if you're a diehard Lamelo Ball fan and you have absolute faith he's going to be the next superstar to take us to the future, I ultimately think this is not a bad trade to do. But I'm going to say what I think here. I would love Lamelo Ball on the Chicago Bulls. I would pick Lamelo Ball if he was fourth in the NBA draft. And I think he could be the key to making this Bulls team a lot better than what it is. But that is a risk that I'm not willing to take if he's going to go to the first pick anyway. Are we going to trade for the Minnesota Timberwolves and allow them to go down? I don't think they would want the fourth pick. I think they're sitting pretty with first. I don't see another team that could potentially go after him. So the Chicago Bulls at 4, I can understand why people are talking about trading up, and we need to trade up. LaMelo's going to be there. We can get him. But is it really worth the risk to let go of a very young and very high potential player at Wendell Carter? I mean, people forget about this guy. Long ago when he was drafted, every single person said that Wendell Carter will have the best career out of everybody drafted. Now, that might not end up being the case, but that is a superstar on our hands, potentially. He isn't now, but he could potentially end up being a star in this league, and we're going to give him up for the 2nd pick. Now, this draft is weak, so people saying Lamelo Ball is in a class on his own in this league, in this draft, doesn't mean much to me, because this draft class is weak. That's what I expect. I expect a player like Lamelo Ball, like Denny, like Obi Toppin, like Anthony Edwards or Wiseman. I expect them all to be in a league on their own, and multiple leagues ahead of each other, to be fair. So this draft class for me, I would not take that risk. I wouldn't take the risk, but the news is out there. There are people that are very excited about this, and I feel like there is a good validation to make this trade. There definitely is. There is no way I'm going to say if we trade Wendell Carter and the 4th pick for the 2nd pick with the Warriors, I'm not going to say it's a bad trade, because in the end, the Chicago Bulls are just trying to ensure they get their pick, get the pick that they want, get the player for the future. And ultimately, sometimes you need to sacrifice to get the best out there. And unfortunately, we could be in that situation. But again, I think the 4th pick would be very, very dangerous. I still think if you're a Denny fan, 4th pick is exactly where it's at, but it looks like Lamelo Ball has been getting a lot of praise in his workout and a lot of praise from these NBA scouts, and a lot of teams are expecting him to go 1st or 2nd. And again, I don't think the Warriors will go after him, so that could mean the Chicago Bulls have that spot filled. Or maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves will take him off of our hands, and maybe we go after Anthony Edwards. Maybe we go after a James Wiseman. Maybe we go after those 2 players that are rumored to be the top 2 picks for quite some time now, just because of the team needs of those teams. So the reality sets, the Chicago Bulls fans, we are awaiting and prepared for a trade, but potentially that trade cannot come. Listen, I love the Chicago Bulls, but none of this has come out from the Bulls themselves. No one has publicly said, from a Bulls agent to a player to the front office to the coaching, we don't know what they're looking for. So these are ultimately speculations from people that we may have to trust, and some of them that we don't trust. These are the people that are coming out and speaking for the Chicago Bulls. So the reality is, no one knows what the Bulls are thinking. No one knows what the Bulls are thinking except for the Bulls. And the Bulls have not leaked it out. So I don't know where the Bulls are going to go. But again, I think the 4th pick is a very, very dangerous pick. And I still believe it. Even if LaMelo's not on the board, we can do some mad damage with this 4th pick. So I do not want to see it go anywhere. I don't want to risk Wendell Carter or Larry Marketing or a Kobe White or a Zach LaVine to go higher. But I understand people will want to do that. So Bulls fans, I'm going to leave it to you once again. This may be a repetitive question, but it's a question that deserves to be answered. What do you want to do with that 4th pick? Do you want to trade up? Do you want to trade down? People want a defensive player. We all know that the Chicago Bulls, we all have our different ways of making this team better, and none of those things are wrong. There are obviously many ways to make this team better. That's what the whole point is of having a young team. It's very easy to adapt and allow to grow. So the Chicago Bulls fans, I'm going to leave it to you. What do you want to do with that 4th pick? Do you want to trade up? Do you want to trade down? Do you want to keep the pick? Do you want to draft Denny? Do you want to draft another player? If LaMelo is there at 4, do you want to draft him? Do you think that LaMelo should be the one to go for? Would you go straight to 1st and try to get a trade for the Timberwolves to allow the 1st pick to come to the Chicago Bulls? Or do you want to do a trade with the Warriors to get the 2nd? Or maybe with the Hornets with the 3rd? There are so many capabilities. The news is that the Warriors and the Bulls are trying to work out a trade. That is the rumor that is going around today. But I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to leave it to you, the Bulls fans, because honestly, I don't think anybody really knows except for the Chicago Bulls. But thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the Aiden Sports Show YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm very sorry for posting this late. Again, lockdown pretty much is gone in Australia. So I was getting some work in with the basketball, man. With the basketball. It's been 5 months, and I think it's been the best. It's been a very good day for me. So I'm happy. Hopefully you guys are happy as well. Get ready for the NBA draft. Get ready for free agency. And get ready for the start of the season, because they're all coming one after each other. And I cannot wait to see the team that we have at the beginning of this season. Take care and peace.